Okay, so in this exercise, we want to go over a lightbox gallery. So before we did a slideshow gallery, now this time we're going to do what's called a lightbox. So we'll go ahead and open up, we'll open up the browser. And we'll go ahead, and what we're looking for is, the name of this is called Swipebox. So this as well is a third-party plugin. So just like when we did the slideshow before, again, we're looking at this from a front-end development standpoint. And to make it easier as a front-end developer, we're going to have somebody else do all that JavaScript coding so that we don't have to. So what we're going to look for is jQuery, and then it's called Swipebox, all one word. Right here. Come on over to this page. So it's just a one-page website. It's got everything on it that we need right here. So we can come on down here. So what is Swipebox? It's a jQuery LightBox plugin for the desktop, mobile, and tablet. Main features: you can do gestures for mobiles, keyboard navigation for desktop, CSS transitions with jQuery fallback, which is just meaning it can do transitions, Retina support for UI icons, and easy CSS customization. So it's compatible with all of these browsers, including phones. So basic usage, this goes through. So it's again, it's just another tutorial page. So all these little options. We can view the source, or we can download it. So if we click download, we can see it just downloads the zip file again. Go ahead and open that up and grab it out to my desktop, or move it out to my desktop, I should say. Then we can unzip it or decompress it. And it's kind of the same deal as what we did with the last one with the camera plugin. So it's got a demos folder. You can open this up. Let's see, it's got some CSS. Actually, that's not the same. Oh, here it is, index. It's right in front of me. Which is basically the same web page again. So that's all they're using for their little demo, is this web page. So if we come on down here to, let's see, try it. It's got a little demo of it right here. Click it. So what a lightbox is it's kind of from the old adage with photography, where you have a box that has a light inside of it. You turn it on, you can put negatives or slides on there, and you can look at them before you actually go ahead and have those images created. Let's see. So on this one we've got, looks like it's just two guys in the snow. You can look at it, you can close it. Come on over here. Now this one, you can see you've got like next and preview arrows that pop up down at the bottom. You can use the arrows on your keyboard as well. Close this. So I'm using the keys on my keyboard. It's just easier. Then if you click on it, you can see it also has a place for a caption. And then to close it, you just click on the little X and it closes it out. Alright, so same as we did last time. Let's go over here to our little class folder. Let's make a new folder here. We'll call this 05, and this will be jQuery _ lightbox. And so that's going to be our site folder. So we'll go ahead and open up Dreamweaver. So once we have it open, we go through our same process again. So site, new site. We'll name this site min jQuery lightbox, and we'll point it to that same folder. Then we go ahead and save it, and then file new. So we got to do our HTML document, title it. Oops. jQuery lightbox gallery. And then as soon as it opens, save it as index. So index.html. Alright, so here we go. Now with this one, let's see, we may have to end up making thumbnails and images for it, so we'll figure that out as we go. So we're going to be doing our CSS. We might as well get that going. So create a new CSS file. As soon as it opens, save it, name it all. I always name it first just because it's already highlighted. Then I make the folder CSS, puts it right in there. Then you can close this tab, and remember, come back underneath the title, just type link, tab, gets you right in there, CSS / all.css. save it. Command tab out, command tab in. See, good link. So this is also going to be using jQuery, so we obviously need the jQuery library. So we're going to come out here, use our little bookmark that we had, and we'll just grab, well, I don't know which snippet to grab, so let's look back here if it tells us. So this one looks like it's using version 2. If it works with version 3 as well. So if it's using version 2, I guess I'll go ahead and use it. So copy that, come on back out here and paste it. And then we'll come back to the little tutorial page. So this should tell us like what we need. So include jQuery and the swipe-box script in the head tags right before you're closing, or right before you're closing body tag. So you can put it in either places is what it's saying. So we just put this one. Now we got to add in here this one right here. So that means we got to come back over here. We got to open up both of these. So like we did before. So we're looking in here for, let's see, they have it in source. Yep, we put everything in here. Easy to get to. I hate that he's using an IMG folder though. I'd rather see an images folder in there, but that's all right. So we need a JS. Basically we need all of these. So I'm just going to copy them all over. Hold down Alt and drag them. I'm going to merge the CSS folders. So there's a minified CSS, and then there's one that's not minified. So again, remember, minified basically is with all the white space taken out. So look, all the white space taken out of that. That's just to make it a smaller file size. And then this one has got comments, so you can go in and edit the CSS if you want to. So for this one, I think I'm just going to use the minified one. I'm not going to edit, I don't think, any of their code. That's again for developers that want to take it a step further, and I don't, so I'm just going to get rid of the one that's not minified. There we go. IMG folder, these are the images I guess I need. It is kind of weird that they're using a folder called IMG. Most people use an images folder. That could be European, I'm not sure. And then here with the swipe box code, I'm going to do the same thing here. One's minified, one's not. I'm going to keep the minified one. So now I need a link to that, to all that stuff. So let's see. I'll go ahead and after the script tag here, write another script tag. src JS. Whoops. There we go. We did this the longhand way too. There we go. Then we'll come on back over to the little tutorial page. Include the CSS style in the head of your tag, so there's the link tag for that. So same thing here. I like to put them together, so I'm going to say link, and then CSS / and then the swipebox min.css. And then, whoops, HTML, use a specific class for your links and use the title attribute as a caption. So here they're showing you that you have basically an anchor. The href is pointing to, looks like a big image instead of a folder called big. The class is called swipebox. The title is the caption, and inside that is the actual thumbnail. So they're in a folder called small, and there's the image for the thumbnail. Alright, this is fire the plugin. Bind the swipebox behavior on every link with the swipebox class. So that's what this guy right here is doing. It's telling it to run on all of them. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, let's see, we'll jump out here. We're going to need some files here, so I'm going to, or some images I should say. So what I'm going to do is make a new folder. I'll call it images and keep them in there. I like to use images folders. And I'll do, let's see, full screen. And I'll do another one, and I'll call it thumbnails. I haven't decided how big I want to make these guys. I can close that one out. So same thing here. I'm just going to go over here to Google and search for something else this time. So let's see. Maybe I do landscapes. So images for landscapes. Tools, size, do my exactly again. 1170 by 600, see what I get with that, since that worked for me so well last time. Hey, yeah, we're getting some landscapes like that. Alright, so now we'll get a couple of these. I kind of move this over a bit, open up my full screen. So yep, that one will get view image. And I should make this smaller so I can get at these easier. There we go. Now I can close this stuff. Yeah, that one looks good. No, actually I don't know about that one. I'm going to get rid of that one. Let's see, the Panama Canal. It's like somewhere with pretty trees during fall time. Oh, Blue Ridge Parkway, there you go. So we did some of those. Maybe I swap these. Let's see, let's do 600 by 1170. What's that going to return? That looks kind of cool. So I'm just showing you that, I mean, we can go any size with these. They don't have to be exact. It's not very landscapey now, is it? Actually, neither was the other one I just grabbed. But it doesn't matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I do one more. That's kind of cool. Alright, so now we got our images. So again, I like to kind of rename these. So I'm going to call this IMG 1-FS for full screen. Copy that. Paste it. Oops, yeah, I know I can't use the same name. I meant to hit 2. So there's 2. There's 3. 4. 5. And then last but not least, 6. Alright, and cool, they're all JPEGs, so that makes it easy as well. Alright, so now we can go ahead and set this up. So now if we look at this, we need, that's our anchor. Now we need to do thumbnails, so I do need to make thumbnails out of these guys. Alright. So I'm not sure what thumbnail size I want to do. Maybe I do like 200 by 200 or something cool like that. I don't know. Let's open this up with Photoshop. Make little thumbnails out of them. Yeah, I know I got an old version of the operating system. Cool, so now we got all these open. I could make a little action for this and then automate it. I'm just going to keep it simple though. I'm just going to come in here, grab the crop tool. Let's do a square. And actually, let's do this. Let's do like 200 pixels. 200 pixels. Yeah, that doesn't look like I'm in pixels, does it? And of course, it's not letting me do anything. Let me get out of that. Units and rulers. Oh no, it is in pixels. There we go, that's what I was looking for. 200 pixels. 200 pixels. And then this is for screens, so 72. It doesn't need to be any bigger than that. Let's see, so this is 6. Go ahead and take the change there. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and save this out. So I'll just do File, Save As, or I can export it out. You can also do for web here, which is nice. It does give you some export settings with it. So I'm just going to keep it at high, really. So you either do it there, or, I mean, you can also come in here and do Save As, I believe. Should also work. And come in here to thumbnails. So this is going to be TN, image of 6TM for thumbnail. Now I don't like this because it's not giving me any compression settings, so I am going to go back over here to File, Export, Save for Web. So now I've got my settings here. You can even change the quality here if you want. And it tries to update it in there, and that's just how much artifacting is going on inside of it. So whatever, I'm just going to use the preset, say very high. Actually, I'll just do max, why not? Alright, so I can go ahead and save this out. Go in thumbnails, and this is where I was going to put the TN. Save. Alright, so that one's good to go. Don't save that. Oops. This one I wanted to, let's see, move this guy up. Alright, go ahead and save for web on this one. Maximum, save, should be in the same folder, yes. Good job. Alright. TM for thumbnails. Close that. Don't save. That looks good to me. Export that out. Save. TN. Close that one out. Let's see, I'll just do the top on that one. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Save. TN. Don't save that one. Make this look a little bit prettier than what it is over there off to the side. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Undo. Save that out. Alright, got them all set up now. So now we should have full size or full screen, whoops, and thumbnail. So there's our full screens. And then over here are our thumbnails. Now we can go ahead and start setting these guys up. Alright, so in the body, let's start off with our header. So we'll do our header, H1 inside that. So this will be, I'll just copy what I have up here in the title. Copy, paste. Let's see, practice doing a nav. So nav, ul, li, a. And this will be index.html, home. And we wanted to do our little non-breaking space, so if we want to do that spacing, we can say nbsp semicolon, then we can do our little pipe, so ampersand hashtag 124. I'll go ahead and copy this. Paste it 2 more times. See, the last one doesn't need that. And then we'll just do our portfolio again and our contact. If you come over here to design view, you can see now it's putting it in there. Or we can just preview it in browser, which is always the better choice. So now it's looking like that. Alright, not really much to look at. Oh, and what I forgot to do, I want to do our container again on this, so I'm just going to highlight this, wrap it. Wish I would remember that earlier so I wouldn't have to do this. I guess it's good to see it again. I might as well tab that in, so that's where I want it to start. So Command T brings up the wrap tag tool. I can say section, I'll give this a class, and I'll call it container. So that'll wraps all that inside of there. Tab this over. So header's done. Next I'll do main. So I'll go ahead and do the section now this time. So section, and this will have that class of container. So that one's set up. We'll come back later and add more to that. Then we'll do footer, and then section class equals container. And inside here we'll do our paragraph with our copyright. Copyright, and then the copyright symbol, ampersand, or not ampersand, that's the ampersand symbol, copy, and then we'll do Full Sail University. Alright, so that's good to go there. Now you look back out here. That's all it's got for now. And the sections, let's see, we'll set up going back over here and look at our swipe box. So we need our anchors. So what I'm going to do is I guess add, I could add like a little hero image up at the top, so I could use one of those at the very top. But then again, I don't want people to get confused that that's going to be something that updates. So I'm going to do in here is a heading. I'm going to say that this is my swipe box, LightBox. Gallery. There's that. So what else do I want to put in here? Let's see. Then we can do our I was going to say an article, but yeah, why not? So we'll do an article tag. We'll give this a class of gallery. Inside this, I think I'll do a paragraph and just put it right inside here. So we'll call this, give this a class of thumbs for thumbnails. And then anchor. And so this should point to the large image. So here we want to go into the images folder, full screen, and we'll grab the very first one. So there's the very first one. If we want to give this a title or a caption, we give it the title attribute. So this is a caption for the first image. It's a rather long caption, but whatever. Then we've got to add our class. And our class, if we look back over here, is SwipeBox, all one word, all lowercase. So SwipeBox, that. And then our thumbnail image goes in between the open and close A tags, so then we can go ahead and do image. And then nice thing about when you do image and you hit tab, it gives you the source and the alternative text. So here it's going to be images again. This time it's thumbnails, but now we want the first thumbnail. The alternative text would be a description of that thumbnail. For now, just to save space, I'm going to keep it blank. But that should be the very first image. I'll put a little space before and after to make that easier to see that. If I come back over here, see now I've got this guy. You click it, it shows you the big one. You have to click the back arrow to go back. So now to get this going, it says fire the plugin. Bind the SwipeBox behavior on every link within the SwipeBox class. We never added this, so we just need to copy this. Copy it. And I typically put these right before the close tag of the body. I'm kind of surprised I didn't tell you that. So this basically looks for any class of SwipeBox and it tells it to run the code. So it's just looking for that class on the anchor. Save it. Come back over here, click it. There it is. Check it out. This is the caption for the first image. You can close it. So it looks like it's working. So that was just to get it up and running. So that's the basics. Advanced gallery. You can add rel attribute to your links to separate your galleries. So you can see here they're adding rel and then they're giving it like a gallery name. So if they all have the same gallery name, they'll go next and reprieve between them. So what we do is we just come in here, find this anchor. I'm just going to copy it, paste it. And since I use numbers, now I can just update these. So I can say 2 for the large image, 2 for the thumbnail. Now I can add that rel to the anchor like it was saying. Order doesn't matter, just needs a space. So we say rel equals, and I'll just call this like gallery 1. Copy it, paste it. So now both of these are part of gallery 1. So if I come back out here, look at it, see now we've got 2 of these. I click on the second one. Now let me change the caption to be second image. There we go. There's the first one. See now I've got an extra preview. Click on this. That's the second one. And it's that easy. You can use the arrows on the keyboard if you want. Click on it, it brings these back up. And you just keep going down the line. So like if you want to do all of them, now you can just copy. So we have 6 of these. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you just update the numbers. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do the same thing over here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess I should update the captions too. 6th image, 5th image, 4th image, third image. And they're all part of the same gallery, so it should go between all of them now. So if I click on the first one, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the end of it. Close it, goes back out. So that easy. Let's see, come on back over here. Video support, it does support video. Let's see, you can set your gallery dynamic by passing an array of objects, white box, blah, blah, blah. Load slides dynamically. So here it's showing, like, if you set, when you click on a gallery button, it's going to go ahead and you add this array to pass to it. I wasn't looking for that though, I was looking for video support. Here it is. So it looks like for this one, you just on the anchor, you just give it the class of swipebox video, and inside of the href you give it the file path to the Vimeo that you want to show up. There it goes. So if I came back out here, let's see, just do a new window here, say Vimeo logo, images, tools, size, exactly 200 by 200. Hey, look at that. Is that all they have? I'm just looking to see which one I want. View image. Looks like it's a PNG, so that means it's transparent. I don't know if I want a PNG. That looks a little small. And that has transparency on the outside, so I might take that one. Bring up my folder. Images, thumbnails, just toss that in there. Or not. Oh, it doesn't want to go, huh? Let's try another one. There we go. And I'm just going to call that one Vimeo.png. Okay, so if I wanted to do like a video gallery, now I can just copy, well, I don't really need to copy that entire thing. I'm just going to do a couple of them, I think. So maybe in here I'll do an H2. Actually, no, I'll do an H3. Call this image gallery. Do another H3 down here, and this will be video gallery. Make a new paragraph, give this a class, and call it thumbs as well. And then just go through that same process. So really I just need to grab one of these guys up here. Grab the first one, copy, paste, and then on the thumbnail itself, it's going to be, it's not a JPEG, it's a PNG, so I might as well get rid of that whole file name. / it's not showing up, alright. Vimeo.png. Probably just needed me to refresh this, I bet. It's there. This is the caption for the first video. and this is going to be gallery 2. And then here it says whatever Vimeo video you want it to play, you put that in place of the href. So come back over here. I'll come over here to vimeo.com. And I have no clue what this is, so I'll go ahead, I'll go ahead and grab that one. Click on it. So all I need to grab is the URL up at the top here. Copy, paste, save. Let's see what happens if I come back over here and click on this. Hey, works. Look at that. So there you go. That's how to do Vimeo. So if I wanted to do another one, just copy this, paste it. Again, you could update the caption to whatever. So I'm just kind of being generic with it. So this will be gallery 2, so this should go between this, and then I'll find another Vimeo video. Just do another staff pick, I guess. The one, oh, that looks funny. Grab this one, copy, and then paste it right in there. Now, and I am being obviously very generic with the icons and all that for the thumbnails, so you might, when you do yours, want to update some of this to make it look a little bit nicer. Yeah, looks like it's working too. You can click between them. You do have to kind of click on the page once the navigation goes away to make it come back up. And you can close it out. But yeah, so that's again the awesome thing about this is that you don't have to really worry about this stuff, about coding all this from scratch, because there's tons of other developers out there that love doing this stuff. Some of these are going to be free, some of them are going to be pay. You may have to pay to use them, and that's fine. If you get interested and you want to take this a step further, then by all means, I would recommend that you start looking online. There's all kinds of websites out there that you can look at that can get you coding even further. Code Academy is one of those. That's a good one to look at if you're getting really interested in looking at web stuff. We got our third one. See, there it is. It's right in there. Fourth. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to go ahead. We'll do 6 of these as well. So I'm just 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be 4th. This will be 5th. This will be 6th. All inside of gallery 2. So I just need 3 more videos. Copy that one. That'll be my 4th. Whoa, went back way too much. Didn't do this one yet. Copy that one. And I don't think I did that one yet. Save it. Come on back out of here. So now I got 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That easy to get them in there. Now I did put all these in a paragraph. So anchors are considered text elements, so they should go inside of other text elements. What I mean by that is, like, basically an anchor is considered text, so it should typically go inside of a paragraph or inside of like a heading 1 through 6, something that is a text element, not just sitting out, all by its lonesome in a div. Typically, it'll still work, it'll still get rendered, but let's see. So in this, we can start styling the page a little bit. So we'll do our classic asterisk, remove all default margin and padding that the browser may add to the page. Now that's gone. Also, I like to kind of do my font family here. So I like to do the Gotham, Helvetica New, Helvetica Arial, Sans Serif. Tend to stick with grays just to be generic. So let's see, my body, I'll do my background color. Oops. I'll do 3s again. Actually, no. You know what? I'll reverse it this time. I'll do light gray. EAs this time. Let's see. My text color. I'll do my dark gray. That's it for the body. Let's see. My containers. So I'll do my width at 1170. My margin 0 auto to center it. You can start to see it's putting those in there now. Let's see. Header. I'll change my background color. Dark gray. I can see it up at the top. You know, with this one, maybe I don't use dark gray. Maybe I go to split view instead of dark gray. Maybe I put some blue in there or something. So this time I'm going to come up here, grab my little eyedropper color picker, grab that color right there, hit enter. So that's what you can use split view, is to get colors out. So you can also do that in Dreamweaver. Now it looks like that. Let's see, I'll do my padding as well here. 20 pixels on all sides. Let's see, main. I'll do padding 20 pixels as well. Footer. Let's see, I'll do background color here as well. And like I said, I like orange for some reason today. So I'm going to go ahead and do another orange. Padding on this, I'll do 10 pixels, or actually I'll do even something smaller. I'll do 5 pixels. Let's see, footer P, font size 70 pixels, or 70% actually, not 70 pixels. Text align center. And maybe I do color, maybe I do the EAs on this one, so it's light gray on that orange. Looks something like that. Let's see, header, you know what, I forgot to do my H1s and all that, so I'm going to do header H1. So in here, I'm going to float, not flex, I'm going to float left. So you can see it allows the content to come up on the other side. I'll also, I think, maybe change the color on this one. Well, no, actually, I like that dark gray there, so I'm going to keep that. So that's all I'm going to do on that one. And then I'll do nav, float right. So remember, once you float it right, you're going to have this gap in the middle. All this stuff below it's trying to go up between. Got to clear the float. So up at the top, I'll make a little class. Call it clear me. Set it to clear both. I make it a class so I can reuse it over and over on the page again. And I just come up here, and right after the nav, I can make an empty div, put a class on that, put that clear me there. And you can see now it clears the float. Alright, so we got that. Let's come on back down here to CSS. So we'll go to nav ul li. Skip the li, or the ul I should say. This one we're going to do our list style type none, or you could say list style as well, that also works. Display inline, you could also float it left, that would also work. There it is, inline. That's all we need for this one. So then nav ul lia, change the color. oops, to dark gray. Looks like that. Text dash decoration none, that gets rid of the underline. Maybe we do a font weight. That's how bold it is. So you can say bold, or you can use the numbers 100 through, I believe it's like 800 or 900. And that's what it looks like. If I want to do hover state, now I can do like a hover, so I could do nav ULLIA colon hover. And on this I'll bring back, I guess, my text dash decoration underline, and then maybe I try like text dash decoration color, and I make it white. So when I come up here, see a hover, it has a little white bar underneath it. Maybe I do text dash decoration. Let's see, I could do the line, I could do the style. Yeah, actually I think I'm good there. So where I'm going to keep it. So save it. So that's what this looks like now. It's like that. Alright, now we want to style the, let's see, we got the H2s, and then we got the H3s, we got the galleries themselves if we want to kind of play around with those. So come on down to the bottom of the page and do all that. So most of that was just setting up the page, getting it ready to go. So now this is like in the main content. Let's see, so I can say main H2. Look back at that. I'm kind of surprised at the size of that. Did I make that an H2 or did I make that by mistake an H1? No, that's an H2. That's an H1. Oh, I'm kind of surprised at the font size on those. They're very similar. So I think what I'm going to do is change the color of that to a light gray, and then give it a box shadow. If I could spell box shadow. There we go. No offset. I'll make it like 2 pixels wide. Actually, I guess I'll go for that 4, see what that looks like, and then black. But not a box shadow. What I meant to do was a text shadow. So you can also do this on text. So this is how you do a drop shadow on just the text. See? That's got that. It's okay. It's not horrible. It's not great either. Might even put a box shadow just to give a little depth to that header. We come on back up to that header. So I could say box shadow there. So X, I'm not going side to side, but if I want to go down, I can go down like 2 pixels, and then 2 pixels wide, and then black. See, now it's got a little drop shadow there. Maybe I make that go out a little bit further, so maybe I do 4 pixels. Oops, I meant to hit save. There we go. Maybe I make that 4 pixels as well. That'll push it further away from it though. It's not bad. So if I'm doing that on the header, I'm also going to do that on the footer. So come on down to the footer and do the same thing, except the offset is going to be negative. So negative goes up instead of down. See? Alright, now let's deal with the rest of this stuff. So let's do... didn't I give these guys... Yes, I called it... I could either go into Gallery, H3, and let's see, I'll do a... I keep forgetting to save. Actually, on this guy, I actually want to put some margin on that. So let me do margin bottom. Margin bottom, maybe do like 20 pixels. It's a little better. And on the H3, I'm going to do a border dash bottom. 1 pixel, oh, not 2 pixels, do 1 pixel. Do a solid border, and I'll just make it dark gray since it's on that light gray background. So there, now you can see they both have it. I'll do a margin bottom on this. Margin bottom, also do like 20 pixels. Pushes that away. Reload. There we go. Now, if I want to make this so that these guys go next to each other, the problem is this doesn't have enough room to fit up over here. So what you can do is you can kind of play around with the width of the gallery. You can either do the gallery, or actually I'll do the thumbs. So thumbs. So this will do it for both of them, and I can add a width to this. So I don't know what the widths are going to be, what they should be to fit in here. But you can see as you go smaller, it starts to make a little grid for you. It might be where you have to play around with the dimensions of the actual thumbnails themselves to get them to fit in there a bit better. So the idea is here is that you have, you know, a certain size for these thumbnails. So their image size is 200 by 200. So then you would have to scale it down. And this is just the overall width of the paragraph that it's inside of. So if I put a border on this, I can kind of see it. So I'll do like 2 pixels. Well, I'll do 1 pixel. Solid. Red would be easy to see on this background. Save it. So that's what the dimension is that you're within for these thumbnails here. I probably should have made them bigger in Photoshop. I wasn't really planning this out. Which is always a better thing to do, is have this designed out first. So you can look at it in Photoshop and how it's going to fit within your design. And you know what size to make these ahead of time instead of doing what I just did. But let's see, we can still try to play around with this. So thumbs, and then we want the anchor, and then I'm going to look at the image itself. So maybe I give this a background. Oops, if I could spell background. Background color. Oh, what color do I want? I'm going to go split. Oh, and that color picker that I was using earlier, it'll work with images as well, so you can pull stuff right out of the image. The yellows and stuff might work, or even the pink. Oh, there's my orange again. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I'll come over and grab my orange again. So there's orange. And maybe add some padding to this. I'll start off at 5, see what happens. So as you can see, that added it to all of the buttons there. Let's see, maybe I do a border dash radius. Also do 5. That'll round the corner. Maybe I put a border on it. Border 1 pixel solid. Oops. Hashtag 3s. Of course, I didn't save again. And looking at this now, I'm looking at that orange. I'm going to go with something I think on the gray side of things. Yeah, it's a little bit more neutral. Let's see, maybe I bump up that padding. Let's see what 10 does. So 10 isn't bad. Now I've got what? I've got 1170 is what I'm playing with here. So if I wanted to put like these galleries next to each other, how could I do this? Well, let's estimate this. Let's bring up our calculator. So if we've got 1170, we divide that in half. That's 585. Maybe I want some space because that would be right next to each other. Maybe I want a gap between that of like 20 pixels. So that would be like 565. So maybe I come up here to this thumbs, take this border off. Well, I'll keep the border off for now. Give it a width of 565 pixels. So now they're that wide. But look now, see, now they're two columns. What I should probably do is figure out how many I need to get these next to each other. That's 200, 400, and then you got, if you had a third row, that would be 600. That is too big if I wanted a little gap between them. So that's kind of where I'm falling with this thing right now. Now I do have my gallery. So the gallery class itself, they're both inside that. I don't think I made a rule for that. No, I didn't. So instead of putting the width here on the thumbs, I could put it on the gallery itself. See? So now that's got the title in there as well. Then I could float the gallery left, and by floating it, I keep doing that. By floating it left, it will allow the items to come up next to each other, which it's not doing, but in theory it should. Now the footer up there is collapsing. Now I got to take this red border off. That might be screwing with it. Let's save it. Nope, still not. Oops. So let's look at gallery real quick. Let's put a border on it. 2 pixels, solid, red. The question is do we have enough room in this 1170 to come up next to each other? And now I'm realizing too, it's not really 1170 because I put a padding on this main of 20 all the way around it. So there's 20 over here, 20 over here, that's 40. That's really 1130 is what we have to play with. So let me bring my calculator back up. So clear 1130 and divide that by 2. Take 20 off of that, so that's 545. Still not enough. Go down 125, another 20. Really? Another 20, 505. Still not enough. Look back at my source code just to make sure I'm got this going in my head correctly. Gallery. Oh no, I put both of them in gallery. That would be why. Duh. It'll never float like that. So no worries. All I got to do is just make another one. So right here, I'm going to close article. That'll close this first gallery, which goes from there to there. And I'll just make another one. Article, class, gallery. Which means I probably didn't even really need the thumbs. And that closes it from there to there. Hey, look at that. They're already next to each other. So I can put this back up to 45, I believe is what I had. You can see now they're coming right next to each other. I want that footer back down there. Gotta clear this. So to clear it, come back over here, and I can use that clear me right on the footer if I want, Or I can put it right after the article. So I can put an empty div here, give it a class, clear me. You can see now it pops back down there. Now maybe I want that other, let's see, this, maybe I want these thumbs over to the right. So what I can do is this. It gets a little crazy now. It's a little bit more advanced. So I can say gallery. And here I can put a colon. This is what we call a pseudo selector. And I can say first. Selects every element that is the first child of its parent. Well, I wouldn't do this here. What I would do is, what is gallery inside of? So if I look at what gallery is inside of, it's inside of container. And that's inside of, so that's really main container first child is what I'm looking for, but then first child would be that guy. Nope, don't want to do it that way. So what we can do is either put an ID on this guy, call this gallery 1, and then on this guy we can put an ID, call this gallery 2. And now we can code each one of these independently. So this just gives us our width. I'm not going to float them, I'm just putting the width on there. So now what I'm going to do is use those IDs. Gallery 1, so width 540, well not 540, I don't want a width, I want a float. So that floats left. And you'll see that that allows save. And then we'll come over here, let's see, gallery 2. Float right. There we go. We got one on the left, one on the right. Click on that one, click on the other one. If you want, then you can do a hover state on these guys too. So I'll come in here, say thumbs, img colon hover, and here I'll change the background color to something else. Maybe I do dark gray. Alright, let's see what else is going on with this. It also looks like, do I have, to me it still looks like that footer is trying to come up. So the other thing I was going to say about the footer is you could put the clear, so putting it here. You could also try putting it right on the footer itself, so you can put class clear me there, and it'll give you, yeah, see, it's not clearing it in the right spot. So you want to clear it right after where you want it to stop. So I'm going to put it back right where I have it. So you see it's much further down. Now if I want, I can start pushing this down a bit more. So I could say after, you could do this after article 2. Come over here and look. I could put it right on the footer too. I could just do a Margin top, I don't know, 50 pixels. See, that pushes it down, so it's not right up on it. Gives a little scroll, but whatever, that's not a big deal. Let's see, last thing that would be a little advanced technique with CSS is we could try to do a flex box. So to try to center these guys up. And I believe when you do the flex box, let's see, that needs to go on the thumbs. Let's look that up real quick. So CSS flexbox. So this is how you can do like flex boxes. It's a way to space things out automatically, and you can change the display to be in a flex. You come on back over here. So if I say thumbs and I say display flex, and then I can set up the position here. Let's see, let me come back over to this guy. So now all these guys are in a line, you see that? That's what it defaults to when you put it in Flexbox. So it flexes in this direction. And I believe you should also be able to, yeah, you can grow them. You can do a flex direction. It's not letting me see all that for some weird reason. So left to right, right to left in a row. You can do a flex wrap. So display flex. Flex wrap, it defaults to no wrap. Let's go ahead and set it to wrap. Going back over here, see now it's wrapping. So it gets kind of the same effect as what we were just doing. We should also be able to play around with the alignment and stuff too. It's been a while since I've messed around with the flex. There's the flex wrap, shrink. Justify content, that's what I was looking for. So then we can come in here and say justify content. So if you do center, it'll try to center everything. So now everything is centered inside of it. Now the spacing looks like it's a little bit off now. So you could even come in here and try to play around with the spacing. And by the way, this is csstricks.com. This is an awesome, awesome reference site. You could do something like this, like space around or space evenly. I guess they got rid of space evenly because I don't see it as a code tip. Yeah, they must have. Let's see, now it's spacing them out evenly within that. It's not the best looking grid in the world, but it was better than what it was. You know, and if you open up what we had, like the 545, so if I went to like 65, I think that was too much for them to float next to each other. It wouldn't. Still fits in there. Probably right at that limit though. But yeah, that's the flex box. So if you look back at this, they've got a great background or history about the flex box. In here it's basic terminology. So you've got like the main size, the cross size, this is where it starts, this is where it ends. Cross start, cross end, main axis, cross axis. So the container is the purple, the orange are the items within it. The container is what you set to display a flex. And these become the flex items within it. So you can see here it says flex container, and these are the flex items. So here's the order. So 1, 2, 3 shows you the direction, like if you were playing around with that. So if we come back here, let's look at the flex direction real quick. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, here we go. Flex direction. So you can see in here you have row, row reverse, column, column reverse. Defaults to row. I can say column. So now it's a column instead of a row. So that way it's never coming over here, so you can't get them to kind of go next to each other. Row is what you want. Or you can say row, what was it, row reverse? Then they would be in reverse order. So that's the second image. That's the first image. Whereas before, this one was over here. And if you don't put anything, it just defaults to row like that. So Flexbox is pretty cool to align things up instead of having to use margins to kind of nudge things over. Only thing is that you might run into where it's not supported on some mobile devices. It's the browsers. Every browser is different. So Chrome on your desktop may not be the same that's on your phone, so you might run into issues with it. Although, I mean, once you start going down in size, really the only option you have is to go one on top of another anyway, so it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. It's really going to be on the desktops is where you need to probably align this stuff like we have it. Anyways, that was it for this exercise. If you got any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thanks a lot.